Good morning, friends. Welcome to session 7, Business Analysis, Introduction to Agile Values and Principles. The agenda of the session is what is Agile? Manifesto for Agile Software Development, Agile Values and Agile Principles. Very interesting and latest technology, latest concept in terms of software development. And definitely at the end of the session, by the end of the session, you will have a very good understanding of Agile. Introduction. Classical methods of software development have many disadvantages. The models which we discussed in earlier sessions, there were many disadvantages like huge effort during the planning phase. Reason being, you cannot go back. Like waterfall model, you cannot go back. Customer feedback is to be taken only once. And if you want to go back, if you want to make changes, you have to go all over again for the entire process of software development. Second, poor development, poor requirements conversion in rapid changing environment. That is a very important drawback, major drawback I would say, because environment is changing, technology is changing, needs are changing. How can we freeze the requirement in advance? That is the problem. So that was major disadvantage with old methodologies. Second, treatment of staff as a factor of production, which is not. Staff is human. They have their own constraints, they have their own limitations. So you cannot treat them as factor of production. The new methods, new development is Agile software development methodology. What is Agile? Agile proponent believe that current software development procedures or process are too heavyweight or cumbersome. Too many things are done that are not directly related to software product being produced. Current software development is too rigid for changes, too rigid for the changes in the environment, changes in the technology. So it's difficult. The difficulty is with the incomplete or changing requirement and short development cycle internet applications. They believe more active customer involvement is needed. So we need to come out with a methodology where customer is involved in the development process so that he can give constant feedback. He can be a part of the development process even though he is not a technical person or he don't have any technical knowledge. Agile methods are considered lightweight, people based rather than plan based. There are several agile methods, no single agile method. XP, that is extreme programming, being most popular. There is no single definition for agile. Agile manifesto is itself, the manifesto, if you understand manifesto, that is closest to the definition. And this manifesto is what? It's a set of principles developed by Agile Alliance. So what is that manifesto of Agile software development, wherein you will understand the definition of Agile now. The manifesto for Agile software development is we are undergoing better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others do it. Through this work, we have come to the value 1. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. 2. Working software over comprehensive documentation. 3. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. 4. Responding to change or following a plan. If you look at, there are two parts, one on the left hand side which is individual and interactions, and then one part on the right hand side, that is process and tools. Agile manifesto says that there is a value in the item given on the right hand side, that is process and tools, documentation, contract negotiation, following a plan. Yes, we don't deny that there is a value in the items given on the right hand side, but we value the item on the left side more. That is, we value responding to change more than following a plan. We value customer collaboration more than contract negotiation. We value more to customer software, working software over comprehensive documentation. We value more the individual's interaction more compared to processes and tools. We need to understand these values to discern exactly what it means. Let's go one by one. Value 1. We say that values, first value is individuals and interactions. We value more on individuals and interaction over processes and tools. Why? There's a reason for it. First, strong players. We need them, a must. But then, do you think alone Virat Kohli can get the cricket match win for India? No. Why? Because it can fail. Even one strong player can fail if don't work together with the team. Whatever the plot of the movie is, whatever the story is, one superstar alone cannot make the movie super hit. So even though you require strong player, no doubt, it is a must, but then it can fail if don't work together. Strong player, not necessarily an ace, but should work well with others. Basically, because communication and interacting is more important than raw talent. Second, right tools are vital to smooth functioning of a team. So right tools are required. Tools are required, no doubt about it, but right tools are required. Start small. Find a free tool and use it. Use it until you can demonstrate that you have outgrown it. Don't assume bigger is better. No, not necessary. I'll quote a simple example. Only 55 members of the team developed WhatsApp and they sold it in $23 billion to Facebook. My figure may be, I recollect this is the figure. It may be changed. So I'll reserve my this. So you can figure out what was the last value. But yes, they sold it at a huge price. Start. Okay, flat files before going to huge database. So you used to prefer flat files before going to a huge database. Building a team is more important than building the environment. Some managers build the environment and expect that the team will fall together. No, that's not right. That doesn't work. Let the team build the environment on the basis of need. Value 2. Working software over comprehensive documentation. We prefer working documentation. No, we prefer or we value working software more over comprehensive documentation. For example, code. Code is not ideal medium for communicating rationale and system structure. Team needs to produce human readable document describing systems and design decision rationale. Too much of documentation is worse than too little. Take time, more to keep in sync with code, not kept in sync, then it is a lie and misleading. Short rationale and structure document, keep this in sync. Only highest level of structure in the system is kept. Value 3. Customer collaboration. We value more over contract negotiation. Not possible to describe software requirement upfront. That is what used to happen in waterfall model and other models. It is true that it is not possible to describe software requirement upfront and leave someone else to develop it within cost and time. That doesn't happen. Customers cannot just cite the needs and go away. Successful projects require customer feedback on a regular and frequent basis and not dependent upon a contract or statement of work. Best contracts are not those specifying requirement, schedule and cost, because they will become meaningless shortly. Why? Because they are not going to stay for long with a simple reason that requirement will tomorrow change. Why? Because everything else is changing. Far better are contract that governs the way the development team and customer will work together. Collaboration should be the focus, that how you are going to be with us team. I can quote my own example here. We started with the e-commerce project. We had a 43-page functional requirement specification document. Everything appears so final, so fixed that nothing is going to change. And based on that, we developed the project, and we estimated the project is going to be n number of hours, and we quoted the cost accordingly. But we kept our room open that this cost is based on these needs. If the needs change, cost will change. And then suggested to the customer that you pay per hour, because this is starting Bible, starting guide. True, there will be change, there might be change because of the changing needs, because of the time, and therefore better is you adopt and you accept a methodology where you pay per hour, and we meet every 15 days or 30 days to discuss what we developed so far, what next, and is there any change required in the existing one. Customer agreed, and because of this agreement, because of this involvement, because of the participation of the customer, even though the cost increased to 4 times. Why? Because the need were changed, because the expectation changed, because the documentation become took a back seat in the changing environment, changing needs. Therefore customer did not mind that, because he knew I've been changing the requirement, I've been changing the expectations, functionalities, therefore the cost has to increase. So key is intense collaboration with customer and a contract that govern the collaboration, rather than details of scope and schedule. Details ideally not specified in contract. Rather, contract could pay when a block passed customer's acceptance test. With frequent deliverables and feedback, acceptance test will never become an issue. Value 4, responding to change over following a plan. Our plan and ability to respond to change is critical. Course of a project cannot be predicted far into the future. That is important because of changing needs. So too many variables, not many good ways to estimating the cost. Tempting to create PERT chart and Gantt chart for the whole project? Okay, but this does not give a novice manager control. Can track individual tasks, compare to actual dates versus planned dates, and react to discrepancies. But the structure of the chart will degrade. As developers gain knowledge of the system, as customers gain knowledge about their need, some tasks will become unnecessary and other will be discovered and will be added to so-called the list. In short, the plan will undergo changes in shape, not just dates. Agile principles. These were the values which we discussed. So the following principles are those that differentiate agile processes from others, and these principles are important one to understand. Principle 1, our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. This is first principle. Number of practices have significant impact upon quality of final system. There is a strong correlation between quality and early delivery of a partially functioning system. The less functional the initial delivery, the lower the quality of the final delivery. If you start delivering functional product right in the beginning, then definitely the final quality of the product will be very good. Another strong correlation exists between final quality and frequently deliveries of increasing functionality. The more frequent the deliveries are, higher the final quality of the product. By definition, quality is what? Conformance to requirement. If the client is happy what he wanted, he will be happy. And how can you ensure that you deliver what he expected, what he wanted? By involving him in the process right in the beginning. And you start taking acceptance over each and every functionality which you deliver. So therefore early deliveries are important. So there will be no issue of customer satisfaction or no issue of customer not happy. Why? Because he is getting what he wanted right in the beginning. Acceptance will not be an issue. Quality will, that is the reason quality will not be an issue. Agile processes delivers early and often. Rudimentary system first followed by system of increasing functionality every few weeks. There's a typo. The customer may use these systems in production or may choose to review existing functionality and report on change to be made. Regardless, they must provide meaningful feedback. That is important point. They need to give the feedback, they need to criticize it or they need to accept it right in the beginning. Value 2. Welcome changing requirements even late in development. Agile processes harness changes for the customer's competitive advantage. This is more of a statement of attitude. Participants in an agile process are not afraid of change. Requirement changes are good. Means team has learned more about what it will take to satisfy the market. Agile team work to keep the software structure flexible, so requirement change impact is minimal. Principle 3. Deliver working software frequently from a couple of weeks to couple of months with a preference to the short time scale. It says we deliver working software. We deliver early and often. Be not content with the delivery bundles of documents or plans. Don't count those as true deliverables, because true deliverables are the product or the software being expected from you. The goal of delivering software that satisfies the customer need should be the prime objective. Deliver the functionality one by one. Principle 4. Business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. For agile project, there must be significant and frequent interaction between customers, developers and stakeholders. An agile project must be continuously guided by the customers and stakeholders. Principle number 5. Build projects around motivated individuals. Give them an environment and support they need and trust them to get the job done. Agile project has people the most important factor of the success. All other factors like process, environments, management, etc. are considered to be second order effects and are subject to change if they are having an adverse effect upon the people. Example, if the office environment is an obstacle to the team, change the office environment. If certain process steps are obstacle to the team, change the process steps. Believe the team rather than your office and environment and the process steps. Principle number 6. The most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team is face-to-face communication. There should be a written, but then preference is face-to-face. In agile project developers talk to each other. The primary mode of communication is conversation. Documents may be created, no doubt, but there is no attempt to capture all project information in writing. An agile project team does not demand written specifications, written plans, or written designs. They may create them if they perceive an immediate and significant need, but they are not the default. Default is conversation. We need to talk. Principle number 7. Working software is primary measure of progress. Agile projects measure their progress by measuring the amount of working software. Progress is not measured by phase we are into, or by the volume of produced documentation, or by the amount of code they have created. No. Agile teams are 30% done when 30% of the necessary functionality is working. They are 50% done if 50% of the functionality is working. Codes, documentation is not the concern, not the criteria here. The criteria is working software. Principle number 8. Agile processes promote sustainable development. The sponsors, developers, and users should be able to maintain a constant pace indefinitely. That means what? You should adopt a plan which can sustain over a period of time. Don't borrow tomorrow's energy to do something more today. An agile project is not run like a 50-yard dash. It is like a marathon. Team does not take off at full speed and try to maintain that speed for a duration. Rather, they run at a fast but sustainable pace. Running too fast leads to burnout, shortcuts, and debacle. Agile teams pace themselves. They don't allow themselves to get too tired. They don't borrow tomorrow's energy to get a bit more done today. Principle number 9. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhance agility. The high quality is kept is the key to high speed. The way to go fast is to keep software as clean and robust as possible. Thus, all agile team members are committed to producing only the highest quality code they can and do it right first time. Principle number 10. Simplicity. The art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. Agile team takes the simplest path and that is consistent with their goals. They don't anticipate tomorrow's problems and try to defend against them today. Rather, they do the simplest and highest quality work today and confident that it will be easy to change it when the tomorrow's problem arises. Principle number 11. The best architecture, requirements, and designs emerge from self-organized team. An agile team is a self-organizing team. Responsibilities are not handed to individual team members from outside. They are communicated to the team as a whole, and the team determines the best way to fulfill the requirements or responsibilities. Agile team members work together on all project aspects. Each one of the team member is allowed input into the whole. No single team member is responsible for the architecture or requirement or the tests, etc. The team share those responsibilities and each team member has influence over them. Principle number 12. At regular intervals, team reflect on how to become more effective and then tune and adjust its behavior accordingly. An agile team continually adjusts to its organization, rules, conventions, relationships, etc. An agile team knows that its environment is continuously changing and knows that they must change with that environment to remain agile. So these are 4 values and 12 principles of agile. That's all for this session. Thank you so much for understanding and attending the session. Bye bye. Take care.